the Zambia police in the house, and of course they are here to have a conversation with you on different pertinent issues that you may want to be addressed by Zambia police. And you'll be glad to know that we have Zambia police not spokesperson, but public relations officer, Mr. Ray Hamonga, and of course is here to have a conversation with all of us. Mr. Hamonga, thank you so much for making time for us today.
Thank you. I'm glad that I'm here, and I'm very happy that you have invited us at Zambia Police Service to come and interface with our public that we love so much to protect.
Thank you. I understand that we've been trying to have this conversation for some time, but your office is very busy. Before we get to it, this is my personal question, not for the people. I want to find out, what is the day like in the average day of the Zambia Police Public Relations Officer? Like on average, like what time do you get up? Like what happens throughout the day?
Well, it's a very crazy day. Very, very weird work-wise time. I don't really have time. I don't decide what to do at that particular time because of the nature of the work that I do. Of course, we are looking at I look at the whole country, so it depends what's happening in the country. For instance, if maybe just a riot has broken up somewhere, you have to quickly start looking at the facts and then put them together and be able to give to the nation, the nation. Even at night, so even at times you can be sleeping at 01, the phone will ring, and I give credit to my wife. She's been tolerating this for quite some time, maybe because I've been long in PR, so she's used to the nature of my job. She's very understanding with that effect. I find that at times I receive calls even 01, 02, 03.
So even 01, you have to be up and you have to be ready to work.
Of course, at times I do statements even in 23 hours, depending on the situation that is out.
Yes.
Something requires for me to respond, to calm the waters or to calm the public. I have to do it just there and then. So that's the kind of work I do. Of course, now I'm used because I've been this role for quite some time.
Yes. So basically, there's almost no knocking off in your office.
Of course, there's no knocking off. Of course, I knock off, for instance, if I'm off duty. When I mean off duty, maybe I'm on leave.
Yes.
But as long as I'm in the office, there's no time for me to knock off. So all the time, my phones, I have to do my phones wherever I am. Even now, my phones are on.
Yes.
I'm on here, but I've just put them on silent. Because if I don't put them on, people start calling. No, the
yes.
phone was off. And for your own information, and maybe I can boast that I'm amongst the few men in Lusaka that when you leave your phone at home, your wife will call, because I have two phones.
Yes.
Will call you and say, "Where are you? I've left the other phone."
She likes peace.
Yeah, of course. Whenever if I happen to forget my phone, which I rarely do, of course.
Yes.
If I happen to forget my phone, she'll call me. "Where are you? You have left the other phone," and she'll drive where I am, or maybe I'll drive back to go and pick the other phone.
Wonderful. This a topic that I really want us to start this conversation with, where the Brigadier General incident, where a civilian disarmed him. What I noticed is that it took almost 2 weeks before the police statement was issued. And I know that, like you have said, sometimes you issue statements even at midnight or at 23 hours, depending on how urgent it is. You're very effective in terms of putting out statements as Zambia Police and updating the nation. This particular story, in particular, it took almost 2 weeks. I wanted to know what was the delay?
Okay, thank you very much for acknowledging us that we are prompt in issuing statements, which is of course very rare to be commended as Zambia Police. Most of the time, people just want to condemn the police, not realizing how much effort we put in as police officers to maintain law and order in the country. Now, coming to the issue at hand, the issue of the story instead regarding a Brigadier General.
Yes.
Of course, we acknowledge the concerns that you have raised about this delay, but what you should understand that this matter involved a highly ranked officer in the Defense Force, and of course, for us to do that, we have to follow a certain protocol. We have first of all established whether that person is really a Brigadier General in the Army to start with, and also now looking at the circumstance, we have to ensure that we gather all the facts so that we don't misinform the public. Okay, so the fact that we have issued this statement, we when we're issuing statement, in fact, we don't rush to issue them. We have to ensure, first of all, that
Get the facts.
we prioritize accuracy as opposed to speed. I know that the media is always, most times you want to be quickly issue a statement on something. We have to ensure that we get this correct and have done the machine and depend circumstances where efficiency issue.
You can't be going back. Oh,
No,
this is not what we said.
No, of course. But of course, we at times we might be first in a situation whereby we may not have the actual facts that we want to get, so that can also delay that. But we try as much as possible to ensure that we gather the facts as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and then be able to issue the statement.
Great. Let's go to Solwezi. There was also some 2-3 weeks ago. There was a police officer who allegedly shot 2 people dead before killing himself. What I wanted to find out is what measures are in place to prevent officers, whether they are on duty or off duty, from accessing firearms from the police station for personal use. Because the story is that whatever happened, this gentleman was not working. He went and got a firearm at the station and went and committed the crimes.
Okay, first of all, let me put it very clearly that we do not allow police officers to get a firearm for personal use. Okay, to start with, this is a very regrettable, deeply regrettable incident that occurred in Solwezi. So, as a preventive measure, for us as the Zambia Police Service, we have of course reinforced strict procedures regarding the issuing and retaining of firearms. Okay, which includes on duty rosters. We have to ensure that if someone is going to draw a firearm, we have to look at whether it's on duty roster. Okay, and also a daily accountability to ensure that all firearms are being used by officers that are on duty, and also we have also upped our games in terms of supervisory oversight. Okay, we are also strengthening screening for off-duty officers to ensure firearms, like I said earlier on, are accessed only by officers that are on operational duties. Okay, so we are looking at that, taking lessons from that incident, and to ensure that only officers that are on duty are going to access firearms, and also we are increasing our supervision on the accountability of each day, daily basis in terms of firearms, which firearm is where and who's using for what purpose. Did that happen after that incident in Solwezi, or it's been there for some time? Of course, it has been there, but of course we are just trying to reinforce it.
After that incident, now this is when you are reinforcing countrywide.
Yes, of course, these rules have always been there, because you cannot just go to the police and draw a firearm. Like that officer who drove a firearm, of course, is a senior officer. So he came to report that he was going for a report. Okay, and the officers that were there, of course, they were junior to him, and they thought, oh, maybe he's going for an operation. They just thought. So now what we're saying now, we have reinforced strict procedures to ensure that if someone is going to draw a firearm, regardless whether he's a senior ranked person, he must actually justify the reasons why he's drawing that fire.
Okay, I hear you. My worry was that we could be in a position where just because someone is a senior officer, they could easily bulldoze their way, get the firearm and do whatever they want to do. But those enforcements that you're talking about sound good to me. Another thing also I wanted to find out, is there a structured system in Zambia Police to provide maybe like psychological support and counseling, especially to those showing signs of depression or stress that could lead to public harm?
Yes, indeed. We have a structured support service. The service structure which we have is that of our human resource, human resource office, as well as the medical division. We have our medical division that look at the psychological and counseling of officers, as well as officers under the chaplain's office. So they time and again offer support to officers that are facing stress, and also refer them for clinical support. We have our mental health department and the medical wing, so that offer this. It's not at what that we want it to be, but it's there that is offering our officers in terms of support, of medical support, in terms of people that are stressed and that will need such kind of thing. And we're also expanding partnership with mental health professionals and faith-based organizations to increase access to counseling and debriefing sessions. Right now, we are working out with a lot of religious universities that are training our chaplains to just give them capacity so they're able to understand the times that we are living in. So we are looking forward, and of course, maybe let me take this opportunity to appeal to health mental institutions that are willing to partner with the Zambia Police Service to help us in this area to be able to offer counseling services to our officers that could be in distress, because our work is very stressful, and we need at times to be counseled. We're also a human being like another person, so we also need that kind of relief to be accorded to us. But of course, our chaplains is taking a lead in this department. When I talk with chaplains, I'm talking about pastors that give spiritual guidance to us, and they also offer the counseling services to us as well as the victim support unit as well.
How easy is it for ordinary police officers to access these services from across the country?
Well, of course, like I said, the human resources spread across the country. The chaplains is also spread across the country, and our chaplains, they are doing that. And they also engage other faith organizations to help us in this area.
Great. Is Mr. Amonga audible enough? Great. At a later stage, I will be opening the lines. There are numbers on the screen that you'll be able to call if you have a question or contribution or comment on what Mr. Ray Hamonga is giving right now, the Zambia Police Public Relations Officer. You can be able to come through at a later stage. And also, if you have any questions, simply search for Shosta's House. It's a Facebook page. Leave your comments, your questions in the comments. We'll be able to read it just in case the number gets very, very busy. So at a later stage, we'll be able to bring you on. Mr. Hamonga, let me bring your attention to a story that a lot of people have been talking about right now, involving the death of Mr. Enoch Kasengele. A lot of the people know this story involving suspects as Miss Maria Zalomis, or the Z farmer, her husband, and also the co-accused. The postmortem of Enoch Kasengele is found blunt force, head injury, brain contusion, and brain edema. What I wanted to find out is, where do investigators believe these injuries sustained? Was it before police contact? Was it during transit, or whilst in custody? And also, what forensic evidence supports the conclusion?
Okay, thank you very much. Investigations in that matter are ongoing. We are having, of course, and the forensic pathologist findings are part of that inquiry, which I've just mentioned. At this stage, of course, it would be premature for me to conclude exactly the injuries where they were sustained. However, investigators are carefully analyzing available evidence, including eyewitness statements, forensic timeline, to establish where the injuries occurred, whether they were before, during, or after police interaction. The public, of course, will be updated once the conclusive results are established. So, like I said, investigations are ongoing, and definitely, like you rightly said, that we give timely updates. So as soon as investigations are done, we'll be able to chart the way forward and give a conclusive directive or statement to that effect. We shall wait to hear the update on that. Of course, in the same vein, we want to appeal to members of the public to remain calm and give us time to follow the due process of the law. Because you see, when such a crime happens, there is a lot that has to be done. Otherwise, if you rush a case to court, you end up just getting, people just getting acquitted. For instance, we have what is called scene reconstruction. We have to reconstruct the scene, how it happened. When somebody is narrating, we have to go on the scene and reconstruct the scene, how it happened, and ABC, and even take pictures, so that when we go to court, we have a solid, tight evidence case to prove our matter beyond reasonable doubt. So, in the same story, and I follow you and I agree with you, we shall wait to hear from you at the time when everything is given to us. 4 suspects were apprehended. And later, Miss Maria Zalomis, or the Z farmer, her husband, were also detained. The question is, why were these later detentions not made at the same time as the first arrests? And also, what new evidence triggered the later arrests? Okay, the law requires that arrests are based on reasonable suspicion. It's supported by evidence, of course. So you don't just arrest someone because people are saying arrest this person, You have to look for evidence linking that person to that. Okay? So the initial arrests were made against suspects who were initially linked to the alleged crime. Okay? So as the investigations progressed, additional evidence emerged. And that was which led to the detention of the other persons, of course. And afterward, done our investigations. So like I said earlier on, arrests, they are not just made on outcries, no. Because they're not going to have the people that are making these pronouncements in court to adduce evidence. So you must first of all collect evidence that is linking to that person. At times, people may assume that what you are seeing in the public domain, even the police is seeing it. You might not be having access to that. Okay, maybe you're in a WhatsApp group where you are just close there, you are sharing things, and because you have seen it, you assume that even the police has seen it. No. So certain evidence, when we look at it also, we test it to see whether it's genuine or it's not. With the advent of AI now, you have to ensure that you look at the evidence whether it's genuine.
Yes, something hasn't been made up. Yeah.
Beyond reasonable doubt. Once that is proven, then you get that evidence and then you can use it against somebody for prosecution purposes.
So I hear you. You're saying that evidence has to come up for some people to be arrested. What particular evidence came up for those people to be arrested later on after? Well,
of course, it's the evidence that's linking them to the incident. And like I'm saying, we cannot conclusively say that as of now because the investigations are ongoing. So like I said earlier on, as soon as the investigations are done, we'll be able to give an official position of their status, whether we have formally charged them or have not charged them. Once you do that, we'll be able to come back to the nation and update them and say, this case, so-and-so and so-and-so has been formally charged for whatever offense that could link them in relation to the evidence that we have managed to gather.
So right now, none of the suspects has been charged?
Not yet. Investigations are ongoing. So as soon as we are done, we'll be able to give the statement. Like last statement we gave, as it is. Of course, the investigations have been going on, and as soon as we're able to conclude our investigations, we'll be able to give a finality to that matter.
There's another question I wanted to ask, but since the investigations are still ongoing, I'll skip it. But also, given the public outcry and allegations that the Z farmer may have political protection, I want to find out from the police point of view, what specific transparency steps will the Zambia police commit to avoid appearing biased?
First of all, we are aware of those public concerns. Okay, to promote transparency, the Zambia Police Service will ensure that investigations are conducted professionally, evidence-based, and subject to prosecutorial oversight, of course, by the NPA. Okay, we update the public, of course, through the press briefings that we do, and our actions are open for judicial review. So whatever we do, we don't just do it in secrecy. We do it in the public domain. And like I said earlier on, our investigations, we look at the evidence that is available, not the outcry. Because you're not going to take a case in court because some people have been complaining. You have to look at the evidence that is linking the person that is being involved.
Yeah, the evidence that is linking the person to the crime.
The evidence is overwhelming, and you look at it, well, it's enough evidence to prove a case. We arrest that person, we submit the docket for perusal. You know that prosecution in this country is not done by the police. It's the NPA that does, National Prosecution Authority. So we submit the docket to NPA. If the NPA also look at it and say, well, there's the overwhelming evidence for this crime that has been committed, then the case goes to court. So it's not upon the police only to decide for the matter to go to court. We do the part of investigations and arrest that person. We take the docket to NPA. NPA looks at the peruse it, they look at the case, in relation to evidence that we have gathered, whether that case can stand the test of time in court, then the case goes to court. If the NPA says or the DPP says, no, this matter there's no sufficient evidence, go back and look for evidence. If you can't find it, then there's
nothing you can do about it. There are two numbers on the screen. You could give us a call right now and of course talk to Zambia Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Ray Hamonga. If you have any contribution or any question on things that are being discussed right now, you could give us that call and of course talk to Mr. Hamonga. He'll be glad to be able to, conversate with you. Several pornographic videos involving Zambian nationals go viral almost every week. I'm not going to confess that I was watching one yesterday, but obviously every week we see people talk about these things. What is being done to discourage people from recording themselves?
Of course, we, as Zambia Police Service, we are concerned with that, what is going on, and we have continued to sensitize the public on the dangers of self-recording or intimate content. Once such material is shared online, control is not is lost. Okay, so victims, of course, they suffer irreparable damage, because once that thing goes on, you suffer psychological harm and also something that you cannot retract. They say that once it's online, you can't take it back.
You can't.
Yeah, so our message remains: please do not record yourself. Okay, as preventive is the best precaution measure to do.
Yes.
So if you don't do that, then it means you are well protected. But now let me be categorical here. I know people have been time and again. I do also have time to look at the comments that people do pass. Now some people pass these comments out of ignorance. Okay, now in our laws in this country, when it comes to pornographic materials, it says that possession, okay, is an offense. Production is an offense. Circulation is an offense.
So possession.
Yes. So if you have a video.
So production,
yes,
possession, and circulation.
Exactly.
All of them are offenses.
Yes. So you are just as good as the person who has produced it, because it's in the way it's couched in our laws. If you have the video, you also commit the same offense as someone who's possessing it and who's also circulating it.
So, quick question. I'm in a WhatsApp group with Sianene and Rea Monga and myself, and then who can I say? Somebody in the group shares that in the group. Am I also implicated?
How? Of course, if you have it on your phone, yes. If you find that you are having it and you find that you have opened it, it means you are possessing it. So the best you can do yourself is, if you see such a thing, is to delete it.
Delete it.
Yes, because you have not intentionally wanted to have it. It has just been sent to you. But of course, the person that has sent it already is facing 2 counts. No, 2. Because for him to send it, he must have possessed it. So it's going to be charged for possession as well as circulation.
How long are these charges attractive? 5 years.
5 years, yes. Very serious offense. So people should not be playing around with these things. When I'm sending, they'll say, no.
In the last 1 year or 2 years, has anybody gone in for circulation and possession?
Well, of course, that's the thing. Like I need to take. But of course, we have taken people to court. But of course, like I said earlier on, previously it was very easy for us to follow up this case because the cases were before we were prosecuting ourselves.
Yes.
The prosecutorial aspect of it has been now taken to NPA. So maybe NPA will be able to give us.
Or NPA will be able to give that aspect.
Yes, in terms of convictions that matter. But of course, we continue to urge members of the public that please do not record yourself, because one, even if you record yourself, you say no, it's just for personal use. Nowadays, with the advent of these smartphones, just at the click of the button, that thing will go.
So tell me, when I'm recording myself with my woman or my wife or whoever, I'm recording myself. That act of recording ourselves, is it a crime?
Yes, that's producing.
For personal use?
That's producing. Production of
even without sending it anywhere?
No, yes.
Just production for us to watch ourselves,
so
it's a crime.
We are going to charge you for 2 offenses. Production and possession.
Production and possession.
Yes, because you have it now and you produced it. So we are going to prove, because once we have found that you're possessed, then we find out who would have produced it. Then it's you who's the producer.
So, legally married couple, they are not allowed to film themselves, to produce.
Production.
There's a number on the screen. Please, you can give us a call and talk to Mr. Ray Hamonga if you have got any question or any contribution. Let's see how we can have a conversation. So now, what steps are the police, in collaboration with, for instance, ZICTA, taking to address the increasing circulation of immoral and pornographic content online?
Well, of course, as Zambia Police Service, we have been working hand in hand with ZICTA to ensure that we monitor and trace, as well as take down harmful content on the space, on the cyberspace.
Yes.
We have had joint operations just to ensure that we conduct and apprehend individuals that are circulating these obscene materials. Public awareness campaigns, of course, have been going on, just like these ones, and even on various.
Sorry to cut you short. My producer says there's a caller, so let's use the headsets and talk to the public. Hi there, Morning. Hi there, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Hi there.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Aaron Nyirenda within Lusaka.
Mr. Nyirenda within Lusaka.
Yes, sir. Good morning to the officer there.
Muri.
Tulimakola tunakuja Lusaka. So not much familiar with the language.
No, you have 2 minutes, Mr. Nyirenda. Please go on and talk to Mr. Hamonga.
Yeah, mine is very simple. The common one which I see a lot of our youth here and the people at large being affected. I would like to find out from the office how shishita is done. For example, like you have been arrested or have been found shishita by the police. They are supposed to arrest me and detain me. I come out tomorrow, or they are supposed to escort me based on the explanation that I'll give. And if there is a fine that I'm supposed to give as an admission of guilt for shishita, is there a prescribed fine which I'm supposed to give out? Is there a prescribed amount? Because some they'll just charge us anyhow, no repair so. I would like to find out. And is it a mandatory that I'm supposed to give the officer, or we are supposed to go and pay through the bank?
Thank you, Mr.
So
Nyirenda.
these are my questions. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Hamonga?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very important question, and let me explain it. Of course, we have been explaining this thing time and again.
Yes.
I don't want to seem maybe to get it right.
Yes.
So the aspect of shishita is actually called loitering, meaning you are moving in an area where you're not supposed to be. So if you explain, for instance, say, I'm going to such a place, the ideal situation is that officers are supposed to, if you are near to where you're going, they're supposed to escort you, you go to where you're supposed to be.
That's the ideal situation.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what's supposed to be done. So it's not a question of you trying to be argumentative. It's a question of you explaining to the officers, well, officers, I'm coming from such a place and I'm going to such a place. And the place is very nearby, or you explain where you're going. That's what's supposed to happen. And this is what we've time and again told the officers to do. So if there are issues that are happening and where people are not doing that, let it be brought to attention of the officer in charge of that particular police station, because they are not supposed to. For instance, if you are entering your yard, they're not supposed to get you out of your yard and take you where they're supposed to take you, maybe take you to the police station. That's not supposed to be.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I've heard, I don't know how true these situations, I've heard situations whereby people have got a pit latrine just somewhere outside. Nachoka mnyumba naenda using a pit latrine, po bwere banigwira ati. It's like, nachoka chim toilet, nienda mnyumba.
No, it's just because, people are doing a lot of comedy now and people want likes on our pages. There's no reasonable police officer that can arrest you within your yard. You're within your yard. How can somebody arrest you if you're coming from the house going to a pit latrine and then say that you have been arrested? Some of these things, when they talk about them, when we follow them, we find that they're not even true. Because some people are just trying to be funny and we make fun of the police, which is very unfortunate, of course. But what we are saying is our officers are we are there to protect the members of the public.
Yes. So
we are there to provide security. So if you are walking and then if you are patrolling and we find you, and then we ask you, where are you going? And then you give us a proper explanation that you are going to such a place. We are supposed to escort you and you go.
You're supposed to be escorted.
Exactly. And allow you to, even if not escort you, allow you to get to your place where you're going. Now, people that are shift workers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you know you're a shift worker and you are you are living in a locality, introduce yourself to the police. That I work such a place, and for me, I work late hours. So that even if you find you, we already got an explanation and understanding of you. You know that criminals use all sorts of excuses.
Yes.
They'll use an excuse, say, no, I'm coming from whatever, and yet they want to steal from the same locality where they are patrolizing.
Look,
and people who actually been complain, say, police are not doing anything right for us. Maybe let me also finish the other. Is there a call?
Yeah, it says there's a caller.
Okay, maybe let me hold my thought.
Hi there, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, thank you. Your name and where you calling us from?
This is Moses calling from Tendere.
What's it? Moses?
Yes.
Moses, please talk to Zambia police.
Good morning, Mr. Leamong.
Good morning.
What you are saying is Shishita, that's the way it's supposed to be. But our police, they are not, I don't know if they are looking just for money or what, because that doesn't happen. Immediately when they find you, if you explain whatever, they will get you and you get into the cell, you come out tomorrow morning.
Even if you,
So,
has that ever happened to you where you've tried to explain to them, say, Nchoka kwaso, nienda kwaso?
yes, last time they caught me, I was in a uniform. They caught me and my house is nearby the police, but they refused and I slept there. And I came out in the morning.
Which police station is that?
Maybe,
Police.
let's have a conversation so that we can sort this thing. You are saying you are wearing uniform. What kind of uniform was that?
The uniform where I wear.
So now, have you introduced yourself that you work late hours?
Yes, I did that.
No. I mean, have you been to the police station to introduce yourself that I work late hours and I'm a late shift worker, so I knock off flight?
But the time they caught me, I explained that's when I'm knocking off.
No. I agree. I'm not disputing the fact that you are caught.
Let's have a conversation. Listen to Mr. Among as he's asking you questions and answer them as he's asking them.
My question is, have you taken time to go to the police station, like for instance, to introduce yourself that you are a shift worker and you work off late?
No.
Okay, great. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, for instance, you see, when officers are patrolling, at times they could be overwhelmed with duties, so they may not have time to interrogate you there and then to explain. That's what I'm saying. If you know you are late, you're a shift worker, there's nothing wrong for you to go to a police station and introduce yourself as such, so that you are known.
Okay.
So that even when they find you in the night, they will not say you are just maybe bluffing or trying to find an excuse because you have been caught. So these things are things that we're supposed to do, so that officers know what kind of person you are. So even if you are found, you are able to say, oh, this person is like this. Mind you, at times we do have operations that we conduct. For instance, maybe we have issues of junkies in Mtendere. So we might even bring officers from Kanyama to beef up the operations in Mtendere. So when you are experiencing, I stay here, they may not even believe you, maybe they just want to get you and take the police and then screen you, or maybe even just get you, put at the station, go to another area again where they are patrolling. So that's what I was saying. For instance, if you are a shift worker, please find time to go to a local police station and explain yourself. So, me, I'm a shift worker, I'm employed by so that you are known. So next time when you are found, it will not be a time of interrogating you. It will just a question of reminding them. So, this is the person who came to the office, is part of our community and is working late hours.
Okay.
Yes, and sorry?
Okay.
And I want to make an apology to what happened to you. That's very unfortunate. We regret as your police service such a thing happened to you.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of jobs to educate us for how Shishita is work, because nowadays our Shishita is not okay the way it used to be.
Okay, no, I've taken
let's try and follow advices given by Zambia Police and pick it up from there and see how.
Thank you very much. Everybody.
Thank you very much for coming through. You wanted to express something.
Yes, I wanted to continue expressing the issue of the person that called to say, where does the money go? Mm-hmm. Now, this money is supposed to be paid in a bank. That money should be paid in a bank. It's 87 or 9 quarters somewhere there. Mm-hmm. So this money has to be paid in a bank, and it must be 89 quarters, and it must be receipted. Okay? You must be given a government official receipt. So that money does not come to the officer and say, no, 50 kwacha. No. You're supposed to pay if you're found to be guilty.
If I'm picked up for shishita, for instance, I sleep in the cells and I am made to pay the 89 kwacha to the officer on duty. Is that officer on duty committing a crime?
No, you're not supposed to pay to the officer.
If the officer allows me to pay to them, is that officer committing a crime?
Both you and the officer are committing a crime.
Both you and the officer are committing a crime.
What you are essentially doing is actually you are robbing from the Zambian people.
Do the officers know they're not supposed to get money for shishita at the station?
Yes.
They know that.
They're not supposed to get the money in their personal capacity.
Their personal capacity.
But they are supposed to receive money on behalf of government as revenue.
So as a receipt from the bank?
No. I'm saying they're supposed to receive money as on behalf of government. That money which is paid is not for the officers put in their pockets.
Is it supposed to be given as cash to the officers, or I'm supposed to go and pay at the bank?
Supposed to go and pay at the bank.
Okay.
Deposit the money at the bank. Of course, some people may say, some officers may be kind enough to say, okay, give me the money, I give you the receipt, and I won't deposit the money at the bank. But they should give you an official receipt.
They should give you an official receipt.
Exactly.
Okay.
That money has to be receipted and it goes in the government coffer. It's not money for people to get and put in their pocket and do whatever they don't like with that.
Okay.
No.
But what we're getting from here is that if I was caught for shishita for some reason, and I'm made to pay cash at the station, and I'm not given a government official receipt, both the officer and you are committing a crime.
That is corrupt practices, yes.
Corrupt
The
practice.
one who's giving the officer, you are actually committing, you are corrupting an officer. The officer who's receiving money can be charged for corruption as well.
Great. There are two numbers on the screen that you can use to give us a call. Hi there, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, thank you. Your name and where calling us from?
Gerard calling from Ndora.
Gerard from Ndola.
Yes.
Please talk to Zambia Police.
I have two issues.
Go on.
Hello?
Gerard. Go on, Gerard. We're listening.
Yeah. Two issues. The first one is in Ndora district, there's a lot of rehabilitation of roads, the rehabilitation and the upgrading of roads going on in Ndora. So most of the roads are closed. There is congestion. But our traffic officers like to go in the CBD of town to make roadblocks, especially during the peak hour. So please, I think at one time you even saw our provincial minister intervened. So it's like the only crime which is in Zambia is traffic offences, because there are so many traffic officers in the town. Sometimes minimum I'm always stopped by not less than the 3 police officers three times in a day, not less than 3 times. But does it mean there are no other offences where you can take these police officers? Is it also true that the traffic section is so lucrative such that all the officers want to be taken there to the traffic offense, to the traffic section? Thirdly, why don't you transfer some of these those who have stayed long in the traffic section? They also go and save in other sections. Is it also true that the money that they receive, they share with their bosses? That's why they are so ruthless when they are in the street. Because there are certain offences where you can just chat and they let a person go. But they are so ruthless and negotiable. No wonder maybe that word which is in the street that constable Takwatamano, maybe it's true, because it's rare that you can negotiate with a constable. Those are my concerns, because this concern was even on the social media when the minister actually intervened, because it is too much in Ndola. It's too much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for coming through. There's a page called Shosta's House on Facebook. Please go to that page and give us a comment. We'll be able to read out the comments as we go. Please, you can take it up.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Gerard from Ndola, for your feedback. And that's what we like to hear from members of the public, so that we can respond appropriately or even put up measures that to correct the situation. Now, you have rightly put it that Ndola is under rehabilitation, and now that calls for patience amongst drivers. Now, because there is a lot of congestion, doesn't mean you have to now start driving in the opposite lane. Because if you're going to drive in the opposite lane, then it means you're calling for problems, and then, of course, you can be arrested and charged you for dangerous driving. You're not supposed to drive in the opposite lane. So you need to really remain patient and drive in a normal way so that you don't have accidents. Now, traffic officers going in the CBD. Now, let me make it very clear here. Jack, you should understand that traffic officers are trained to work on the road. There's no other place where you're going to see traffic officers working from. That is their office. What makes us to go on the road as traffic officers is the fact that we look at the accidents that we're having. Look at the deaths that we have in our country. That is what necessitates us to even apply more officers to go on the road, just in an effort to try and reduce the number of fatalities that are happening on our roads. Because if you look at the statistics, they're not pleasing. They are very, very worrying. We have a lot of fatal accidents that are happening on our roads because of driver negligence. Okay, so our drivers on the road, they're not driving well. They want to be monitored. For you to wear a seat belt, you have to see a traffic officer. But when you crash, who dies?
It's you yourself. Actually, it's not the officer.
And then who's being blamed? It's the police. So what do? We need to work together. It's not a question of saying when you see a traffic officer, then you get upset. No, you're not supposed to get upset. The traffic officers that you see on the road actually are there to protect your life. How do they protect your life? They are there to ensure that vehicles that are not roadworthy, they are gotten out of the road. Imagine you are driving, a vehicle just comes and rams in front of you because it has a brake failure. Who's supposed to have gotten rid of that vehicle? It's the traffic officer. If he stops the vehicle and this vehicle is not stopping, we follow this person, apprehend such a person, and charge them appropriately. Maybe when we charge them, they will put more effort to repair the vehicle next time so they don't go on the road. So our traffic officers, they are not there to milk money from you. They are there to ensure that you are safe. Those vehicles that are not supposed to be on the road, they are gotten rid out of the road. Then the aspect of that traffic of course, I'll answer the issue of the CBD. So please, don't expect a traffic officer to be in an office. No. Their office is the what? It's the road. Just like the same way you like to see traffic officers during peak hours regulating traffic, and then you go. That's what they are doing. When there's less traffic, they have to do the work. They are given, that's their road. They are given instructions to ensure that vehicles that are on the road which are not roadworthy, they are removed. We have a database in this country. If we see that, for instance, vehicles, maybe we have got 500 vehicles, I'm just giving an example, in the whole country, yes, and only 100 vehicles have insured. What should we do? Should we just sit in our offices?
No.
Who's going to pay the indemnities or damage that these vehicles are going to cause on the road? If you are bashed as a citizen, a vehicle bashes you, who's supposed to compensate you? Is the vehicle, if a vehicle is insured, once you are bashed, the insurance will take care of your need, even having proper medical care. But if a vehicle is not insured, it's going to bash you, then it means you will not even be treated well. That is a loss of manpower. Okay, as a government, it becomes the economical drain. Now you start going to ask for social cash transfer by somebody who didn't just insure his motor vehicle. You understand? Okay, so then trafficking, he says he's stopped by not less than 3 traffic officers on a day. Well, of course, we have heard what you have said, and we'll look at that and see how these officers are operating. Maybe they could be operating in the same locality. Maybe they are more than necessary officers that are supposed to be in that locality. Why the traffic officer is very lucrative? Well, looking at the nature of the work of a traffic officer on the road all the time, and looking at the nature of number of accidents that we're having, I can assure you that it's a very risky job. You have seen most of our traffic officers being bashed by these ruthless drivers, so it's not necessarily as we might want to put it, it's a most lucrative job. And that they share money with ourselves. No, we do not condone such kind of behavior. Like I was saying, if an officer is being corrupted, it means even the person who's corrupting the officer and the officer that is getting money is what they are committing a crime. And as Zambia Police Service, we do not condone our officers being corrupt. And please, if you know people that are officers that are corrupt, bring to our attention, or you can as well go to the Anti-Corruption Commission, report them so that they can be prosecuted and gotten rid of in our service.
So I wanted to ask Ms. Hamonga, almost every time even when I'm just having a conversation with the police or just with the general public, this issue of Zambia Police traffic officers, sometimes they might not even suggest it directly, but like they'll give you, this is the only way I will let you go if you buy lunch or whatever. Okay, probably they'll say buy lunch or whatever. As Zambia Police, I know that you know these things happen. Are there practical measures that you do, even just within the police, to make sure that things like this don't happen on the road?
Yes, we have our integrity committee. Okay, the integrity committees, we talk to these officers, and even like now I'm saying it is not right to pay money to a traffic officer. What we have done, like for instance, traffic section, we have introduced what is called direct deposit. Like you said, going to the bank. We have said if you commit an offense, let the officer give you a charge sheet and you go and deposit the money at the bank, so that there's no issue of you having to negotiate anything there. Okay? So if you have any challenges at any particular police station, please seek audience with the officer in charge.
The officer in charge at the police station?
Exactly. Seek audience with the officer in charge. We should not just always be armchair critics. Let's be seen to be taking action. If you, like for instance, like I said, we know somebody an officer is corrupt, bring to the attention of the officer in charge.
So should I have confidence that the officer in charge will deal with the issue and in an unbiased way, or they'll side with their police officers?
Exactly. Our officer in charges, if I can maybe bring it to another level of understanding, they're like village headmen. In that particular area of jurisdiction, they don't want also to be heard all the time on radio. No, such a place is doing this, such a place is doing this, because they are representing the IG at a local station, at a locality. So even when we have these complaints coming on, even as we ask them, no. You, what is happening in the area? I'm having these complaints. What are you doing about this thing? Okay. Like for instance, now someone has mentioned dollar. Of course, this congestion could be caused because of road construction.
Yes.
Because of course maybe vehicles are just parked in one area, and of course because vehicles are parked in that particular location, or drivers are going in the location, you know very well that most of us people who drive, if drivers let alone, they will not even move. They will just block each other. And two officers has to come there and settle the gate. Even they are saying council of Takwataman. The same council that's saying Takwataman. If he comes there where there are drivers who are educated, master degree holders, whatever,
that fail to give each other courtesy.
They fail to give each other way. You find even when there's traffic are not working, it's a simple way rule. When traffic are not working, it becomes automatically a four-way. You just stop. Someone passes, you also pass. But it will take a constable Takwataman to come and control them there. You understand? So what are we saying? What we are saying is, please, let's work together. We are here for your own good. We are not here because we want to just intimidate you or whatever. We are just like any other person, like Jack. Jack chose to be a media personality. We at Zambia Zambia Police Service, we have chosen this career. We have also, mind you, have also been to school like you. But we have chosen this career because we want just to maintain law and order. When there's law and order in the country, when there's orderliness, we get satisfaction. That is what we have chosen to do. Not that we were here maybe to use our powers unnecessarily or whatever. No. We are here because we want to serve you, so that there's law and order in the country, and that's what we'll have to do. And that's what satisfaction.
Wonderful. There's a number on the screen. You could give us a call. Hi there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Bowling.
What is your name, madam?
This is Ngiase from Bowling.
Ngiaso.
Ngiase.
Okay. Please go ahead and talk to Mr. Ray Amonga, the PRO for Zambia Police.
Good morning, Mr. Ray Amonga.
Good morning, Mama. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Thank you.
Sir, like here in Bowling, like most of the time when we like take cases there at Bowling Police, especially these cases of junkies, when we take cases there, they always complain to say we cannot follow you maybe to the same place where the crime is happening because we don't have manpower here. Now, who is going to help us to give us the same manpower?
Okay.
Because here in Bowling, so many crimes are happening. Like some 3 days ago, they killed a child, a young boy. The same junkie.
Okay.
But we've seen the same people moving around up and down. The same people made that crime. They are moving up and down. No one is doing anything.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your question. Like I said, you can look for Shosta's House on Facebook page. On Facebook, and give us a question. There's some questions that I've seen on the page. I'm just adding one more question, Mr. Amonga. Someone says Zambia Police should consider introducing digital payment options such as mobile money or POS machines, as opposed to going to the bank all the time. These days, most people don't move with physical cash. So you can take up the call. The call we received, as well as this message from the Facebook.
Okay, the issue of junkies in Bowling, I think in all fairness, yes, it has been a problem that we have been hearing about. Mm-hmm. And not long ago, I think on the 24th, we arrested somebody, two juveniles. I'm sure you saw the statement that we gave.
Yes.
We arrested two juveniles that killed their colleague. Now, alleged to have killed their colleague. Now, look. Let's be very open about this discussion. Where are these junkies coming from? People want to put a situation as if these junkies are coming from the police, and yet these junkies are coming from our communities. And the issue of junkies cannot be sorted out by the police themselves, because when you look at our laws, You arrest even a juvenile, take them to court, is what is called a diversion. The sentence that may be meted out to that juvenile is just maybe counseling, and the juvenile, you see him back in society.
Yes, yes.
So meaning we are having challenges in solving this problem. So this issue of junkies, I think in all fairness, the police has done what it can do. So it is this calls for other stakeholders as well to play a part. In short, if you are going to be blunt about it, junkies are coming from homes that are literally like broken homes. We have parents now that have children who are failing to take care of their children, and then these children just roam about the street and committing all sorts of crimes and get exposed to drugs. This is the problem that we are facing. On the aspect of her complaining, say no, they are saying they don't have manpower. Now, the issue of manpower, of course, our manpower levels are not at the level that we're supposed to be. In terms of, if you look at the population ratio,
Yes.
it's in the public domain. It's not a secret about it. But of course, when you look at the regional level, when you compare ourselves to other countries, even that have better human police ratio, we still compete with them in terms of crime. We are even others were even maybe even better than them. Okay, it's because of our nature, maybe the way us Zambians are, because we are peaceful people, and we don't take crime for crime. I mean, we don't take crime to those extent. But this can also be helped in a way, like for instance, if we form neighborhood watches. Neighborhood watches can mitigate greatly in terms of manpower. Okay, but what we do, like I said earlier on as police, is that when we see that there's a crime that are going on in a particular locality, we do mobilize officers from other stations to go in those localities and be able to ensure that this problem is dealt with properly. Okay, so the issue of junkies is of concern to us in Berlin, and please let me make mention here that let's not fear to come to the police to give information relating to the junkies. We know as police that junkies have been telling people that if you report us, we are going to come and ransack your home. Even just that is enough information to come and tell us that these people are saying if you report them to you, they are going to do ABCD. Please don't mention me. Can you please investigate this matter? We are going to move in and investigate and ensure that these persons are brought to book.
So when people come to report to you, they can be protected?
Definitely, and that's why we have all these successes. Most of these successes that we are having is because people are giving us information. The leaders, other information they give us, this person in such a place, we go there and get them. And this is what we're saying. That's the two junkies or persons that are involved in criminal activities want to use all the time. They will intimidate you and tell you that if you do this, I'm going to come for you. But we are telling the members of the public, please come and tell us. Just come and tell us in confidence. Just mention that I don't want to be mentioned. This is the crime I want to mention. Others will even say, me, I'm ready even to go and face them in court. There's no problem with that. And even if you do that, and if you are facing any challenges, maybe threats from them, come and report back to us.
If I come to you and say I want to remain anonymous, won't I be needed at some point to testify, maybe in court or anything?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like I was saying, some people want to say, me, I'm ready to face this person in court. I've come to report this case. So that's why I'm saying that, please come. We have all these success cases that you're seeing. It's because people are telling us, and we have not mentioned them, that these are persons that have told us about this.
There's a message I read why we haven't introduced POS as well as mobile payments.
In fact, yeah, that is a very important question as well. Now, there is a exam portal, okay? A government service bus.
Yes.
Yes, please. Let's utilize that portal. For instance, now I can confidently tell you that, for instance, if you're going to pay for fingerprints, okay, of course, these are modules that are being developed.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, because of our nature, the way the law is structured, our modules at the police are a bit different from other other ministries, and they're a bit complicated to develop. So what we are saying is, for instance, if you are paying for fingerprints,
yes,
of course you need to open an account on the Zam portal.
Zam portal, yes,
which is hosted by Smart Zambia and the government or that line. So you need to open an account there. So if you open an account, for instance, if you are paying for fingerprints, you can pay for fingerprints using that portal. Once you pay there, it will generate a receipt, of course. Then you print that receipt, you go to a police station, have your fingerprints lifted, and bring the physical copy at our either leave it at the police station or bring it to police headquarters. Once your fingerprints have been cleared, you are going to receive an email. Through your email, you're going to receive a soft copy of the clearance certificate.
So using the ZAM portal, can I make payments for various?
I'm saying, like I said, if you heard me, I was explaining that our modules in terms of payment are somehow different from other ministries. So, like for instance, the one I've said, the fingerprints, it has been done. You can do it. It has been actually running
on ZAM portal.
Yes, on ZAM portal. So if you're paying for fingerprints, like I said, the comfort of paying the fingerprints. Once you do, when you know the ordinary or previous use, what happens when you bring your fingerprints at the police station.
Yes,
you submit it. You wait for for it to be cleared, and then you get it. Now, the beauty of ZAM portal now is that if you pay through ZAM portal, if you have an account, of course, you open an account.
You have an account, yes.
You pay through ZAM portal, you submit your fingerprint. All what you need to do is just go home now. The cleared form now, it will come, you will send you a soft copy. You will not need to come and again get the physical copy that you submitted at the police station. Of course, for us to now, let me also explain here, because people say now, but why can't I just send a scanned copy? Now, because of the nature of the document that you are doing in terms of fingerprints, unfortunately, we need the physical copy, because that's why we're able to do this work properly, because we are still using the manual system.
Okay.
And then in terms of payment, like I said earlier on, the digital platform, the person was saying we need to introduce a digital platform like mobile money and that kind of thing.
Yes.
You know, we are dealing with the government. We're not dealing with an institution. And people, that's why they make mistake. They think that money comes to the police. No, it's going to the government. So government itself has its own financial regulations, how money can be sent to the coffers. So, and this is why you see us as if you might think that maybe we are rigid and whatever. No, but like I said earlier on, that the digital platform that is there, like the ZAM portal digital platform, please, let's make use of these facilities. Of course, these other modules, these other things are still being developed.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right, there's a number on the screen that you could use to give us a call and see if you have got a question or two for Zambia Police. Also, see if you can follow Shosta's House on Facebook. Drop us a comment. We'll be able to read it. Hi there. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Ntombizini Bota.
Ntombizini Bota.
Yes, please.
Thank you for coming through. Please talk to Zambia Police.
Mr. Hamonga Ngachirimwane.
Ngachirimwane. Munayoyo mwana.
Mwane, I wanted to find out. I have a concern about the Chabinga case. I would like to know, as a Zambian citizen, your stance as Zambia Police, what you have done about that alleged AI voice note, or is it recording or whatever it is. I personally don't think such a thing should have been circulating in the way that it did, and I would like to know the stance on how true that is, what has been done, have people been paid over those things, and if not, then how are you protecting the president, honestly, by allowing those things just to roam around and a statement of claiming that it's just AI sitting like that. So maybe you can just shed a bit more light for me.
Okay.
Madam Bota, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, regarding that issue, of course, an inquiry file has been opened and the investigations are ongoing. Of course, we protect the president in various ways. And, of course, security of the president is not something that I can openly discuss here. Because if I say they were praying the president in such a manner, it means now I'm actually telling people how they can now attack the president. So suffice to state that investigations are ongoing, and at a later stage when investigations have been concluded, we're able to give an update to the nation.
So there are some investigations on that case?
Well, of course, we'll look at it. We'll open an inquiry file to look at it and find what really is behind that audio.
Okay. How is Zambia Police Service ensuring accountability and transparency in the investigation of cases where police officers themselves are implicated?
In regards to corruption?
Yeah, corruption, murder,
of course,
theft.
Okay. In terms of investigations relating to the police officers, for instance, in the setup in our country, if a police officer commits a crime, he's arrested just like another person, and then subjected to judicial investigations, like going to court and that kind of thing. In cases where maybe it's corruption, we let the lead institution, which is Anti-Corruption Commission, to look at the matter and investigate it without us necessarily interfering in any way possible. And of course, I earlier said, Elon, there's the Police Public Complaint Commission.
Yes.
If you have a complaint against Ray Amunga, you can write a complaint, take it there, and then the commission will summon me there. I will appear before it, explain my side of story. If I found wanting, I'm reprimanded. Whatever disciplinary action can be taken against such an officer.
Great. Hi there, good morning. Hello. Hey, good morning. Okay. Hello, good morning. Hi there, good morning.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Muli bwanji.
Bwino bwanji. Kama na wandani?
Pamwaka. Paku garden.
Pamwaka ku garden. Au kambani na wa polisi pamwaka.
Wale hamonga muli bwanji.
Ndi bwino Pamwaka muli bwanji.
Bwino. Naine nifuna ogula ng'ombe manje imwe ngati banakwanisa omugongani kumutitani scam. Ine manje bazanishita bwanji. So vinasika bwanji hivyo ero ngazithingirize bwanji kuri bantu baso. Because nase tifuna ogula ng'ombe na nkumba batu aba bantu simaziba ngati nibazona olobabwero tini amatabi.
Okay.
So nikuta bwanji mukesi yamena sika kurimu.
Okay, thank you very much. Your case pakati pano singa ikambe because it's in court. I don't want to be cited for contempt of court. Because when the matter is for court, you don't comment it. But you should understand that it means me, I did my due diligence. I have someone to take to court. So if you are going to do somebody, know where that person is found. Kwena apezeka, mushemuche kwena ankara. So I think nufuna complainer, mungendo mwamutenga, mwampereka kuchani, mwameta ku police. Mwanimvesesa.
Mwambera?
Na vera.
So ngati mutinga na muntu. Musa dinga mundani apezeka che mu street.
Oro pa Facebook.
Oro pa Facebook. Mudirigera muntu anangara aina nyumba so ati ngati vavuta vintu mupeza muntu okutenga uleta ku police rupera ku court.
Kapera mutegwe ko orokutivwe mereza uyu muntu ngatafuna odinga naye tingazibwa ku police.
Tikamba kuti dingana muntu wene muziva. Nuti muntu akamba ati nigulisa nkumba pa Facebook naye mwatuma ndarama bwerani mutenge nkumba. So ngati mutingana muntu dingana muntu wene muita bwanji wamene muziwa bwino ko mupeza kwena apezeka mumfuza rupezeka kuti wina famu waenda pa famu ni ya famu all right. So that ngati vintu valubana mwa muntu oita bwanji opereka ku court mwena apereka ku court ine muntu. So usa dingana muntu wakuti simuziwa kwena apezeka iyayi. Tinga muntu unuza ku mupeza so ngati vantu valubana musachana chavena afuna kuchita mwamutenga mwamuita bwanji mwampereka ku court. So ngati imwe ngati mutumira che mundu ali pa Facebook atuma chitani so mwachita icho then ichimanje ni problem hiyo. So veni kamba in short kamba kuti ngati mupasa muntu ndalama zivani ko mupeza uja muntu. So ati ngati vindu vinaende bwene vaendera
munga mutenge mwampereka ku court. Ndawo muzi wa kwana pezeka.
Wanyamata banyanya mwanji banyanya.
Cheti kamba kuti kairo eno wanyamata zivani kupene wapezeka pene mbo wapeza ngati vantu valubana mupezo opereka ku court mwena peza leno opereka ku court ngati mulipe muntu opereka ku court nishimaisi mnachite mwe tukuzani for poti muzikonkamo.
Okay.
Yamveka madam. Hello. Yamveka ngani?
Awe yamveka bwana. Ziko wapi?
Thank you very much for coming through. As we come to a close, I saw someone ask a question which I've lost about how the gentleman called Waimi, how he was arrested. There were stories, and I remember there were stories on how people said he was killed in custody and whatnot, and then we just saw he resurrected and is now in court. Off the cuff, are you able to give an account on how he was arrested, where he was being kept, and what's latest?
Jackson, let me tell you that daydreaming for some people is a one-off thing. But for the Zambia Police Service, for us as police officers, being professional and accountable and transparent is a full-time job. So people can wake up and say all sorts of things today. For them, it's a one-off thing. But for us to remain professional, transparent, professional, is a full-time job. So when a matter is before the courts of law, our mouths are shut because you'll be cited for contempt.
We can be cited for contempt. Oh, okay, so is there any? Do you have a caller? Okay. See if we pick a call and then we conclude. Hi there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Fred from Ibex.
Fred from Ibex.
Yes, sir.
You may go on and talk to Zambia Police, Fred.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge Officer Ray's, professionalism. I mean, highly professional. I can attest to a personal account. However, just one question for him. Like for the Shishita issue, these police stations that we have, we know, I mean, just like he knows that less than 10% of the money we collect actually going to government coffers. Very few people will tell you that.
He knows that less than 10% of the money collected, that's what goes into government coffers?
Which station?
Yeah, because very few people pay into government coffers. That money is always collected by the officers, So, like, we have a record, my question is, do we have a record, for instance, if I were to say Chama police station, do we have a record up to the third quarter of how much in Shika revenue was collected from that station?
Have you gotten the question?
Yes, I think it's talking about the revenue that's been collected. Now, the revenue that's collected, yes, we have it.
Let me just. Are you done asking the question, or you would like to stay on the line as he responds? Oh, he's cut the line. Okay, he's gone. You may go on.
Now, maybe it's the way we put these things, people don't understand these revenues. If you have been very observant, each time we give traffic accident statistics, okay, we do give the amount of money that is called admission of guilt fines.
Yes.
That is the money that has been collected, that we collect from various police stations. Okay. Now, for Mr. Fred, if he's saying very few money is only, he says 10%.
Yeah, he said that you know that only 10% goes into government coffers.
Yeah. Now you see, this is okay. Of course, he's got. According to him, he's got. I can say he's got very good information. But that information will not just be good enough for him to just come on air like this and say that only 10% is being collected. This is why we are calling, for instance, if he has that kind of information, he can go to ACC, give it to ACC, which is an independent institution from Zambia Police Service, so that it's able to correct the situation. Okay. Now, from our point of view as police, we do collect what's called admission of guilt fines.
Yes.
And from our records, each year the fees have been, the collections have been going up. Okay, but of course, if he knows of some information, like I said earlier on, please, there's a whistleblower policy. He can just take it to ACC because this borders on corruption, I think. So him says 90% of the money just goes to the police officers. So please, I want to encourage him, and I want to thank him for acknowledging my being professional, and I also want to thank him for being candid to come in the open like this.
Yes.
Please, if you could just take a further step by giving this information to relevant authorities, for instance, like the Anti-Corruption Commission, so that this matter can be investigated and people who are doing that can be brought to book.
Great. People that do have that information, and Zambia Police have actually said it time and again, see if you can see the officer in charge at different police stations, or even just go to ACC and report these matters.
Public Commission.
Hi there, good morning.
Well, good morning, how are you?
Great, thank you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Owen.
Owen, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Lusaka.
Okay, Lusaka. Owen, please go ahead and talk to Zambia Police.
Yes, Mr. Monga, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, Mr. Owen.
I wanted to, I'm following the program. You mentioned something like when someone is charged, when someone is caught for loitering, is caught shishita. You mentioned that the person who pays, if a police officer asks the culprit to pay money without a receipt, you mentioned to say both the culprit and the police officer are committing an offense. Is that right?
Yes.
That's what he said, yes.
Yes. But now I've got a concern on that. How is it fair for the culprit? Because for the culprit, whom I wrote police, citizens, civilians, whenever you tell them something, they are always geared to obey. because already they are under intimidation, because you are not ordinary people, because you are people that you are men in uniform. So whenever you talk to civilians, they are always afraid. So when civilians are told to say pay this much, they are already eager to obey. So I don't see how it is fair to also include the person who has been caught for shishita and also an offender when they are asked to pay that money. So I would call on the police also to look into that, so that whenever a person has been intimidated by police to say pay this much for shishita without a receipt, they can even report to say I was charged like this. But when you say they are also committing an offense, even if they have been exploited, they'll be afraid. You see the point?
Okay.
To report. Yes, sir.
Okay, it's good you have brought it up, and then we can discuss it. Now, what we are saying is, for instance, it's not lawful. You understand?
Yes.
It's not right. I'm saying we are telling them that they should not do it. Not that because they have done it, they should keep quiet. You are not supposed to do that, because by so doing, you're also committing an offense. You understand? Because you're actually robbing from the public. Because when you commit an offense, there's a already prescribed fine for you to do that. Now, when you get that fine, you connive with a police officer to steal from the other persons. You understand? From us, the general public. That's my point. It's good actually I brought it up, so maybe we can clarify that. So what we are saying is that it's not authorized. You are not supposed to do that. Okay? If maybe let me go further by stating that if an officer gets money from you like that, you are supposed to report him.
Okay.
You can even go to ACC and report that this officer yesterday got me and put me in custody, and I paid him this money. Meaning it shows that officer was not catching you, or he didn't catch you because you are of shishita. It's because he wanted to get money from you. You get the point.
Mwemvera ngani yambeka?
Nainjera.
Okay, mwachitabu na kujenga kani.
Then in Kuseko and question.
Be quick, please. Be quick.
Please. No, give him chance. There's no other corner. Please go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Is it right for? Is it within the jurisdiction of the police to arrest someone for Congole? Like we've seen a situation where sometimes people they lend money from lending institutions, those companies that lend money like Z Loan, Unify, and other lending institutions. When people for example, they delay in payment and they prolong, is it correct for the Zambia police to arrest such individuals?
Yes, yes and no. Yes, in the sense that, for instance, you go to a lending institution, you say that I'm going to pay back this money on today's what, 27th. You're going to pay money on 27th. 29th, the lending institution comes, the police says such a person owing got 20,000 kwacha and he has not paid. We can arrest you for obtaining money by false pretenses. The reason is simple, because you said you're going to pay the money by a particular day. Now you pretended that you're going to pay back that money, so you got in that money, isn't it? So that becomes the obtain money by false pretenses. Two, I said yes and no. No, you get money from somebody 20,000 kwacha, you pay 10,000 kwacha, remaining 10,000 kwacha you're not paying. That becomes in Congole now. That is civil. So for you to get the other money, you go and you can sue somebody, go to the court of law, small claims court, and get that kind of money.
So if I start paying back my Congole, it drops from being
yes,
because I've shown that I've started paying back.
Yes, that's Congole. But others who are clever, I will tell you this. Those who are clever, when you bring that part of the money, they will not get, they will get it and bring to the police. Say this person got money from me, and is part of the as evidence. He is part of the money that he has given.
Okay.
Now again, we arrest you there because now that person is clever. Because he knows, because others. Just a moment, let me clarify. Because other people, they do it deliberately. They will get 20 penny from you and then bring you 500 kwacha. They'll pay. This becomes civil. Others who are clever, when they get that money, they'll bring the police. This person, he got money from me, and this is part of the evidence that he got money from me.
I see.
You understand? Yes, Mr. Owen. Now you can go.
Mr. Owen, I would like us to conclude. So please ask your last question. Yeah.
Let me just conclude with the last question. You mentioned something interesting. There are these lending institutions where, for example, someone borrows the 2,000, Mr. Amonga, right? Somebody borrows the 2,000 from this lending institution. Then they are told to say, if you cannot pay, the full amount. There's also a provision where you can pay, for example, you just pay 5,000, then for a carryover, you pay 500, you can't manage. Then if the next month comes again, you can't fulfill to pay the full amount again. Just pay 500, just like that. Just like that. Are you? If that happens, and then at some point it happens that you can no longer pay that 500 quarter for a carryover. Are you liable for an arrest?
Of course, yes, because you have pledged. The thing is this: when you pledge, make sure that you pledge for something that you can fulfill. You understand? Because once you say something which you can't do, that becomes now false pretenses. You understand?
So the only way I can avoid being arrested for Angola is don't I have to pay something.
No. Don't pledge for things that you can't do. In short, be an honest man. Be an honest man. Once there's dishonest, the issue of obtaining by false pretense comes in. Because now you are pretending that you're going to do this and which you're not.
Then you're not doing. You
understand?
Mr. Owen, thank you very much.
No, let's clear him. It's very important. I hope we have gotten this thing clearly. Hello?
Mr. Owen?
Oh, it's gone.
Sir, I have a question on Facebook. Please go to our Facebook page, Shosta's House, leave your question there. Why does the 911 emergency line in Zambia take so long to respond, even in urgent situations where someone is being being attacked? Imagine being told to wait in immediate danger. Why hasn't the system been decentralized, at least at the provincial or town level, like in many Western countries, so that local dispatch centers could coordinate faster responses and reduce delays?
Okay, thank you very much for that concern. Yes, we are concerned as well with the operation of 991. But of course, you should understand that we do not, as police, host the number itself. The communication system. We don't host that. It's not like that thing seated in the police. When you call, it goes straight to the police. It has to pass through the service providers. And actually, I want to even challenge the public that why don't we even challenge the service providers that we are, as customers, we should have access to 991 on our phones. You understand? As a service provider, we should be able, when if you are subscriber with any service provider, you should have that facility. When you dial the police, the number should go there, should go through. But of course, like I said earlier, when we acknowledge the concerns and we are working on that to ensure that the technical aspect of it is well done, and that it can only be done by the service providers. For instance, if you are in Woodlands, if you are going to dial 991, the number should be able to go to
Woodlands Police.
Yes. And now that for it to happen, it's the service providers' towers to do that.
So my argument would be that the service provider's business there is to make money, not to look at my safety. My argument is that the institution in charge to look at my safety is you.
Yes.
Maybe if you led the role into actualizing that situation, it could happen. Maybe they could fall in. They could do what they're supposed to do to make it happen.
Yes, of course, we have been engaging them, and even you as a service provider, that should be part of the benefit as a customer.
Yes.
Yes, it should be a benefit that when you call, you should be. If you are in Woodlands, why should when you call in Woodlands, your call go to Central Police as a service as a subscriber of that service provider?
It's not doing me any.
Exactly. So we are saying this is something that we, the police, and you, member of the public, should work together. For instance, if we say, okay, if you service provider you're not providing us this service, then we'll go to other service providers provide this service. Okay. So now we are looking at that. But again, also the challenge that we have been facing is that each time people ask about emergency lines, like for instance, we tell them, okay, you can use it as an alternative also 9010 in case we are failing to go through on this particular line. Now people start dialing that line, thereby congesting the same line that is meant to save the public. Okay. So please, when we say that this line is working, let's not start trying it out, because by so doing we are congesting it and we are depriving members of the public that need the service of that particular line.
Do you have a caller? Okay. Maybe because we don't have a caller right now.
I want just to make there's a caller. Okay.
So let's pick up a caller, then we can conclude. Hi there. Good morning. Oh, afternoon. Afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, mwachoma boss.
Tachoma bwino mwachoma bwanji.
Ntoma bwino boss ni fulani kusoko wa boss.
Ndimo bandani mtumira kuti.
Nini Patrick mtumira kuchawama.
Okay, Patrick kuchawama kambani na ba polisi.
Nina muzanga asoenza mu government ku Minister of Education. Then kuna physical situation whereby there's a certain institution ya financing institution. Nambo kati na pay slip anakati na for 3 months after enda wanauza utise hizi ya baby na permit but submit hiyo forms kwa ku office kwa na how come you appearing for paper, then they said no permit. So I told my friend now maybe you can visit the police because I think that's stealing. I don't know if you can explain to.
Okay, nanga wanambwezera ndarama wanamutengena ndarama hizo.
So anabweza
banakana
wanauza kuti no permit wamene watu wanotweza
wapemiki. Okay, banje wapemiki wanamuza richani panaenda kupemiki.
Sana ndia kupemiki.
Akaende kupemiki because kumangala sometimes wamuchita overpay. Mwaziva.
Okay.
So ngati wakita overpay, you are supposed to report that overpayment so that ndrama zibwerere. For instance, we know like for instance maybe unkara mu nyumba ya government then utenga housing allowance wankara chabe. Bakazi wapemiki kuti utenga ndrama zeda housing allowance unkara mu nyumba ya government wadambo kujua. Sometimes we will not even be getting anything. Uzambo unkara mu negative. So aende kupemiki akachecking why bakita deduct because it's a government institution. So why wamujua either member anatenga ndrama somewhere or member anatenga impress amesa na retire. So wamujua kuti wa recover ndrama za boma zicha.
Hello, I need to discover that the employee is it an employee number? Is it the ID? I don't know. It's showing that the person that is using that name works for ZNS.
Okay, your issue is not a criminal matter. I think I end up paying they will be able to resolve it there.
Yeah, let them go.
Pay me kwa mene kuja kwa mena pay me because of payment do input my deductions or whatever my inputs. So I can pay me kwa mtu explain mushemushe kuti ni so asayope chaba aenda pesa yake yonse atatu akawapelekele tu mapesa tu yanga nani mwana lili aya ipesa pinangu simunzo nijo but mwanamba unijo so zamuza mtu explain mushemushe tu ndani over human resource can explain to that but pay me been a better person to explain mushemushe issue yake.
Okay, boss.
Let's go.
Thank you very much. You wanted to clarify on something?
I've lost my.
You've lost your thought. Okay.
Oh yeah, yes. I've remembered. It was about the issue. I was talking about the issues of revenue.
Yes.
That's been collected by traffic. Like I was saying that, like for instance, last year in this second quarter, we collected 15,957,240 kwacha. This year, the same period, we've collected 152,450 kwacha. Meaning we have increased our revenue from last year of 2,195,000 kwacha, 210 kwacha. So please.
Which periods are these again?
That's second quarter.
Second quarter.
Just second quarter, yes. So you can imagine if Mr. Fred is saying that it's only 10%, so we can have a lot of money being collected.
Yes.
So we are losing a lot of revenue. Please, so Mr. Fred, please assist us. If you're saying that this is just 10% of what's supposed to be collected, which you are collecting, and 90% just goes in the drain. So please be a good citizen, my brother. Assist us in this area. Report to SCC so that SCC can move in and be able to assist us. I'm sure with this kind of revenue, if it's going to be 100%, if it's 10%, then it means we have enough money for the government to even tower roads, buy medicine in the hospitals, and do a lot.
I also saw an allegation yesterday that I think they said 90%. I'm not sure. I think they said a lot of buses in the CBD are owned by some police traffic officers, so they are not law abiding. The allegation said that those drivers are drunk half the time, and also the roadworthiness is not up to par, but they are not policed because the owners are the people that are supposed to be policing, but they are not because they're just making money. Has that information reached you?
No, I've not. I'm getting it from you now, but of course we'll make a follow-up because that is very simple. We just go to RATSA and check out the number, the names of persons that are owning those buses, and be able to follow it up and see whether what they're saying is true. But the truth of the matter, truth be told, we have less infrastructure in terms of our buses. The infrastructure that is supposed to host this, if you look at the number of buses that we have now and the infrastructure that we have, the bus can literally fill those infrastructure and not even able, and others even spill over. And that's a fact. And that's why we are grappling with in terms of policing these buses, because the buses are just too many compared to the number of infrastructure that is supposed to be hosting them. And that's the fact. Okay? And of course, you know the genesis of how these buses were brought in the country. if you are old enough during the MMD when the UBZ went under, there was that policy where people were allowed to buy buses and put it in the country. So people have carried on that business, and because of that, the infrastructure that we have actually is not enough to host all these buses. So that's what the problem is. So if you are thinking of buying a minibus, think twice, because already the market is almost saturated.
Wonderful. Anything you'd like to say in conclusion to the Zambian people?
Yes, of course. We are very, very grateful for you to have hosted us here. We are grateful for the partnership to be to be our partner in the fight against crime. We want to just make mention to the public. Our message is very simple. We are your police, and together we can build a safer Zambia. So let's work together to ensure that our country is safe. The police is there to ensure that they're safe, nothing else. Don't listen to rhetorics that are going on. No, the police, they are corrupt. The police are doing what? Yes, we may have bad eggs amongst ourselves, but our aim is to make sure that this country is safe, and yourself, you're also safe from criminal elements.
Thank you. Mr. Hamonga, I'd like to thank you so much for your time and the interaction with the public. And as always, we appreciate your swift response.
Thank you very much. I'm a servant of the people. I need to do my part whilst God still gives me life, so that at least I can leave a legacy in this country that I worked for Zambia.
Amen. 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 We've been having a conversation with Zambia Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Ray Hamonga. I hope and sincerely hope that some of your questions have been addressed. You could go to our comments and still leave your comments there. And of course, some, I'm pretty much sure they'll be able to take them up. And of course, we appreciate everybody who's been watching, everybody who made time to call, everybody who made time to send that message. Until next time, this has been Jackson Piri.